Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another week of our UPL content. We're back for recaps, this time for week three and predictions for week four. Today, we have a somewhat different cast than last time. We do have one stayover, and that is BluBird. Uh, BluBird, you can say what's up.
Hello, what's up?
But now we're also joined by two new faces in Feen and Astro. Y'all, if you want to introduce yourselves real quick.
Yeah, I'm so new.
Yeah, I'll go first. Hi everyone. I'm Astro. I'm playing for the Tenacious Technicians. I've been playing RU for like 3 years or so now, and it's kind of cool to be a part of the cast of the RUPL recap. And let's hope to say some smart things for once.
Love it,
Once.
Astro.
Finn is a
Oh, I'm
co-caster.
sorry, that
You're
was
expecting
mean.
smart things from us. It's gonna be tough.
I'm sorry, that was mean. But that was so mean. But thanks for the invitation.
Uh, nice, good stuff. And then also we're joined by our resident lurker Suki, who is the true mastermind behind all of RU2.
The puppeteer, yeah.
The real puppeteer. Yeah, she won't be talking, but she'll be vibing. So yeah. Um, with that being said, I guess we can kind of hop right back into it. We are like low key waiting on maybe a surprise guest to show up. So we're actually gonna walk through this week backwards. We're gonna start with the bottom and just kind of work ourselves up. So yeah, I guess I will actually just talk about this too, since it's my team. Iron Fisters versus Rocky Mountain Payloaders. We did lose, sucks. We're at 1 point on the sheet. I think we're last ranked team now, but it's okay.
Oh,
It's
man.
okay. Still 4 weeks. Still 4 weeks left. Plenty of time to turn around, mount a comeback, make playoffs.
Is-
Um,
I'm
yeah.
just saying that you sound like you are on the verge of tears. Like,
Listen,
this
listen.
sounds not
Yeah,
okay at all.
all I have to
It's
say is that every time Iron Fister's game is going on and Ming is on call, he is molding.
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah.
It's because we get hacked all the time, bro. There were like two matchups this week that were like, not. I won't say we had it in the bag, but we were like winning, and then we weren't because of hacks. So whatever. We
Learn
can
to
talk
play,
about.
bro.
We can actually just kind of look into this in general. So our Scarlet Violet, matchups this week, they weren't obviously the best. We went 2-1. If we count best of three, it's I think, or I'm sorry, we lost. Like we were the one in the 2-1. And then we also in our
Yeah,
best of
don't
three
miss the
slot,
denial, bro.
yeah, we lost the Scarlet Violet slot there too. So a little bit of a down week. We still have, and I think one of the stronger Scarlet Violet cores in the tournament, really. Master Chief leading it. Manaphy, Van Mana, just a very good
Yeah.
established tour player, still really good. The only one on our team actually with a positive Scarlet Violet record, I think. I think he's 2-1.
That's fire.
And Rob Jr. he wanted to change things up, play Scarlet Violet instead of the Oras slot. So he had his debut this week, got hacked, Focus Blast missed. It happens. Um, BluBird, I know you're on the team that was playing us. Do you have any thing to say about that?
I want to say that first of all, the prep worked off like very well in SV. I'm actually really happy to see that because last week I was talking about our guys putting like a lot of effort in building stuff and testing stuff, and it actually just goes to show a bit result-wise. Hard to do in SM is the GOAT, is the absolute best player on the planet. I love Cyanize, but Jesus Christ, him winning bailed
Are you
me out
talking
from
about
losing
Verdedu,
to.
my fellow co-manager of the Canadienses?
Nice, nice. And he definitely just bailed me out from losing on like an important game, so I'm forever grateful for that. Goldcat is the best black and white in the tour. I'm sorry, Astro, but I believe he's
It's all right. I'm okay with this statement.
he's definitely like one of the most experienced, like alongside Ninja Dog, and unless I'm missing out on someone else, like one of the most experienced black and white RU players. And Star Master is like Star Master. Like there's not much to say other than him like passing away from the opportunity to use one of my how should I say it? One of my sized 8-0s in SS. Yeah, we almost had him using like a very good BluBird team, but he used something solid instead, so it's okay. And for my game, Danox just played better. He was a better
Yeah,
player.
go Donox. Go Donox.
Yeah,
There's
I
actually
talked, I talked a lot of Sid. I talked a lot of Sid last week in this cast, and talking about how I'll like win and just beat him, but he proved me wrong. So props to that.
My dude yapped too hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got
I mean,
on.
Donox
I got
is,
on.
I think, you can correct me if I'm mistaken, but I think he's the only undefeated Sword Shield player left.
Yes, he is. He's the best SS player in the
Yes,
tournament
yes.
right now.
Yeah, look at Donox. He's the carry right now.
See,
Which is
I'm
so
a man
like,
of my word. I'm a man of my word. I'll give my flowers to whoever deserves it.
we love you, Donox. Keep up the great work.
Yes.
But yeah, in terms of like our lower tier stuff, I mean, I thought we were okay. We loaded we loaded Evigaro HO in the Oras llamas into Chait.
Yeah, and somehow it worked.
Because it always works. I don't know how, but like
I was very disappointed. I expected Llamas to bring some good food out of the furnace, and it ended up with the most mainstream team in the history of Oras.
Bro, I
I was
expected
disappointed.
I
hate both. Both Regimola and this HO, I hate both, so it doesn't matter. But come on, like, how did you come up with this idea?
Titania also felt like very annoyed in game because he felt like he had that game and he quote unquote threw it.
Oh no, he definitely did. Like there was a turn specifically. I think after Hitmonlee KO'd something. I think he should have switched into Venusaur, and Venusaur at that point just won games.
Exactly.
Hitmonlee cannot touch Venusaur on that HO. So
it's like knock, muck, close combat, right?
Yes,
Like
it's knock, it's HJK, close combat, knock, and mock push. So log by Venusaur.
So Hitmonlee KO'd Scrafty, and then Chaitanya went.
Exactly.
Instead of Venusaur.
Flygon.
Yeah, so if he instead, and Flygon gave Omastar the chance to set up, and then the game is over at that point. But if Venusaur came in first, then I think there was some weird line where it's like HJK puts it in range of an Ice Beam roll, or it's like an Ice Beam is guaranteed to kill or something. And then things are different, but
there's a vast difference between having a line that may win the game or having a line that just always
loses outright. Yeah. I mean, that was, we were certainly sweating bullets in the Fisters chat because we were like, oh no, he's just going to go Venusaur and, game's over. But then that didn't happen. So,
yeah, I mean,
good stuff from our part.
took that loss like pretty, he looked at least pretty annoying, pretty fed up. And he did say that, okay, you know what, I'm done with this shit, I'm done losing. I'll start winning a lot from now on, so you'll better be like...
Yeah, and we'll get into this later, but this week, a very hype matchup between Chait and another one of our Oras goats, which we'll get to later. But yeah, overall, the week was, Fisters lost, so quite disappointing from us. Again, we're 1 point on the sheet, last place, but still plenty of time to make a comeback, and
that makes the payloaders in what rank? Are we like first or like tied with first?
Second. Payloaders are number 5. Wait,
what? There's like a huge tie in the middle. There's like a huge tie in the middle.
This isn't updated. Never mind.
Oh. In that case, I have no idea. So we can recap at the very end. Do some
that's good.
But yeah,
payloaders are number two. Sorry.
Nice.
Oh, congrats! Good job from y'all. I mean, I will also give some love to my fellow 3K. Well, as Gold Cat will remind me, 4K by the Chungler. He had a good deck. He had a good match versus Master Chief, the number 1 PR for Scarlet Violet. I thought he did his prep work pretty well. He brought Bisharp, which is kind of just one of the scariest mons in the tier right now with how things have panned out. And Bisharp was put in some big work. But yeah, I thought he put up a strong performance. Definitely a little bit of luck.
Right?
But with what?
I mean, that's but the same thing happened with Lenny, right? Bisharp just went in.
Yeah, that was tough.
Focus blast in the process, but
Yeah, both
Bishop is
times
doing
there
like
a little bit
particular.
of luck surrounding Bisharp. There was a Iron Head flinch on a Hippowdon in the
Yeah,
MC
yeah,
game, and a Focus Blast dodge in the Lenny game. But you know, I expect nothing less. It's Pokemon, if I'm being honest.
yeah,
Luck
yeah.
happens. So an unlucky week for us, but looking to bounce back. So yeah. Anyone else have anything to say
Nice.
about this matchup?
Just another shout out to Tsuki because Tsuki has been like really like embracing the role of the builder's last cheerleader for the team, and she makes sure to, like we have good teams and that we have like an active team set. So a huge shout out to Tsuki.
Yeah.
And while she's here, nice. That's all.
Haha. Nice. Okay. In that case, we can move right on up. And I think the next one is Astro. This is your team. So if you want to talk a little bit about like
Yes.
the week for y'all, go ahead.
I'll be honest, when most of the games happened, like 6 out of 8, I was either outside or I just couldn't watch them. So I have no real idea what happened, but what I can say is that we are still having our name changed to the Tenacious Technicians, and I think that's pretty funny. But besides that, I don't really know how to feel, but I like how we are working, especially on the SV slots. The our team
I feel like
overall
you guys
is
are kind of lacking on the SV slot. I mean, just by a bit, because looking
Yeah.
at the record and
yeah just
everything like that.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah
I
I
can.
I don't know, just I just like the, I mean, it's more about an inside thing, you know. It's more about like the dynamics I see from our players trying to find ideas together and stuff like that. It's something that I always like to see, even though I don't play nor build SV a lot. But I think we're not having the best start, but I'm convinced that it will pay off at some point. But yeah, I don't know. For now, I just hope that we will keep going this way, going this way in SV, because I really think we have a very strong core, and yeah, that's it for the SV things. And I don't know if I can really talk about myself for a little bit, but I will come to myself after that. But yeah, overall, I think this week was not the easiest for us. We were down to 3-4 before the BO3, and I was kind of stressed out. I'm not gonna lie, because I always trust Franklin, but it was just a scary series, and yeah, I don't know. It's just been kind of stressful to like being in a situation where we are down to like one game away every week. But I don't know. I would just like to say that I like the team overall. It's a pretty fun experience. Besides the fact that I'm not the best at all the generations. I like working, playing games and stuff with all of them, and I really hope we will make it to playoffs because I would love to do them. I miss them by not by much, but last year we ended
Yeah,
up
that's the worst feeling,
fifth.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
Missing
like
playoffs and
last year
five.
we came back from like we were deep down seventh or so, and we managed to get to the top four, but we missed the playoffs by, I think the game average was like two games or so, so we didn't make it, and I don't want this to happen again. So I just hope we'll make it to playoffs because we definitely deserve it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
And like Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say when you were talking about the like being down in a 3-4 situation, because that we were in the same spot, right? Fisters versus Payloaders came down to the last two games. We were down 2-4. Dunox came back with a win, and then we were in a do or die 3-4, have to tie the week situation, and then that didn't swing our way. But I definitely understand kind of being in that high pressure situation, how that can be like kind of nerve wracking, especially since it's Franklin. That's kind of the your flagship player. That's like the guy, the manager for the team, arguably one of the best RU players in general right now. So
Yeah,
having that
yeah,
is like
definitely.
big stress, big stress.
I mean, I'm not
Yeah, but
an
like just having him play makes things less stressful because like you always you know you can always count on him.
Yeah,
So
all right, good
that's
stuff.
that makes things less stressful. But I think I think I would be like more in panic if I was the one who had to play the clutch game.
Yeah,
So this so yeah, like yeah,
I mean, in my
I don't know
opinion, in my
what
opinion,
we could roll, but
yeah,
in my
go for it,
opinion,
Feen.
every game's like a class
All
game
right, BluBird.
in a team
Yeah,
tour. Like I'm of the mentality that everyone loses. There are like no important losses in a team tour. Like every loss is an important loss, and every win is like a very important win. So I just try to use that as like an excuse to push away all the stress from myself in like very very stressful games in stressful scenarios. Like you like win this and you're playoffs bound, and lose this and you're out of playoffs. So just try to push away all of the stress that's possible, and just try to focus on the whole team tour experience. Whatever happens happens,
yeah,
and yeah, I think it's just something you learn like along the way.
yeah, for
How
sure.
to
yeah, for
manage
sure,
the
but
series.
yeah, for
Sorry?
sure, but
Yeah.
it's always a matter of like um I don't know about your skills, but like in my case, I've been playing in uh, a lot of French tours these last years, and there was a lot of times where I had to play like the clutch game,
Yeah.
and like um I almost lost all of them. So this did not make me feel very fine afterwards, but I think the overall thing is I used to be kind of scared of what other people would say to my losses because like back then people would many people would have like no chill towards me whatever the results were, and I don't know it kind of made me feel like I at a higher level I would not feel that much ready to play the most important games. Like whatever, if my team loses before me, as you said, every loss counts. So like I don't want to lose whether I'm first or last or last. But
Yeah.
if like you're playing last, it's a very important game. Like it's almost like the playoffs are on the line and you lose for whatever reason. It just feels horrible. But just
Yeah,
having a player that you know you can always count on, and
Yeah, that's a star player right there,
honestly,
right? Yeah.
yeah, like
yeah, it's
having a
it's
star
different.
player
It certainly is
playing
different if
last
you're
is
playing like first in the week versus last in the week, right? I mean, we can say as much as we want that it approach everything the same way. That's how you should be. But just when it actually comes down to it, it does kind of feel different, right? If you're the first one up, or if you're playing for the tie, or playing for the win, um, so on and so forth. So I definitely understand where both those like kind of positions stand.
That's good.
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, just if you don't mind, I just want to get my game for a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Talk
It won't
about it.
take too long, I promise. Yeah. So speaking about my games, so I played against Lily, who's someone that I like a lot as a player. So I was very hyped to play her. And I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of happy that we won't look at the replay because like it was all about freezing Clef on the first turn and then it never thaws out. So honestly, I did not
Black and white
like
moment,
I
maybe.
took it.
Hmm.
Yeah, black and white moment for sure. But like honestly, this it feels really good to just have a win. Because like last year I went like 0-4. It was a very tough experience to go through. But right now, it just felt really great to finally have a win, especially in my favorite gen. But it, I don't know, it just even though I'm happy that I won, I just felt like this game was not really. I don't know how to say that. It did not really show the the essential of my skills. You see, because it was like para hacks one turn out of two, and then freeze here and there, Stone Age misses and stuff. So like I kind of got everything I could, but I don't know. It felt kind of weird, especially when it's like your first game of the season. I was actually very active on the prep, like on my side at least. But yeah, it just felt like it didn't show much of the player that I am. But
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I will not. I will take it. No matter how
Yeah.
I want, I will take it.
I mean, I feel like this is really indicative of a lot of the things you just described, like, freezes, para hacks, stone edge miss. We talked about this a little bit last week, but Blacklight as a whole is kind of predicated on those types of things. You can certainly try to build teams that minimize those, but it always manages to work its way in somewhere. So I don't want you to like necessarily discount your win because of that, because it's a win. It's Mons, it's Black
Yeah.
White Mon.
There
You
are
As I
plenty
said
of
last
times
time.
where people got lucky, and like I got lucky versus tons of people, and people got lucky versus me. Like it's part of the nature of the game. The end of the day is like the win that counts the most.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
true.
you played a good game.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
like
like you were throwing or anything. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
no, no, not at all. But what I'm saying is that I felt like this game would have been kind of a test for me
Hmm.
for to so I could see if like mentally if I'm better than the last year, if in terms of like in-game skills and stuff. It was more of a test to me to like to make sure that I stepped up since the last year, because like I figured out there were many problems about like how I played the games, how I managed how I managed them mentally, in terms of like optimizing and stuff like that. And I mean, like, I came into this black and white game, okay, I'm playing a very good player overall. It's a perfect test for me, especially after winning the Spotlight tournament not too long ago. So I was like, okay, this I'm gonna prove myself that I'm way better uh, than I thought I thought I was. I'm way better than the last year's etc. But that's like watching how I locked the fuck out of them was just like okay, it didn't show much, but but at least I won.
right.
So
Well,
yeah,
you'll have
I
opportunities
won't blame
later
anything.
to.
But yeah, that's true. But I always I'm always playing, especially in team tours. Like I'm always playing a game like this is the only one, or if not the last, that I will play in the whole throughout the whole season. You know. So I'm just like giving 200% of what I can
Yeah,
give
I've been in
to
that
win, because
position too. Yeah.
it's like I have no clue if I will have the chance to play. another game through. It's not only about the RUPL. I'm doing this in all of the tools, but it's just like play this game as it is the last you will play in this edition. So that's why I was kind of like, okay, well, I won, thank God, but it was not really indicative of what I wanted to to do as an improved player, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Does anyone have any other comments about like either like Astros gaming or just kind of this matchup in general, or else we'll kind of just like move on to the next line.
No, I just wanted to say that another game that like almost took a game away was the Quayle versus Attribute game. That was like also a very lucky game, just to indicate that it's not solely just black and white. That is the lack or get lacked here. That game was like very paralyzed focused, but Attribute came out with the win. It was a good watch.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Feen, anything to add, Scarlet Violet wise, or Sun Moon gaming wise?
Um, Scarlet Violet. I mean, I really liked what Zia's brought this week. That I'm not sure how much he revealed the Breloom set, but I really like I when I test gamed with him, I loved that set. That was a great set. And yeah, he got the win, so that was nice. I didn't really see Ishtar's game, but Umbri brought this really nice webs that just demolished Floss. So yeah, that was also Umbri's been very, very good in this tier. So
Yeah,
that's always a pleasure to watch.
I feel like a lot of the prep from the Noble Guardians. We had Gum on last week to kind of talk about it, but their prep has been pretty good thus far. Scarlet Violet, especially, I think they've shown out they're really uh, their Scarlet Violet core is like maybe even underrated. I think they've been very solid, and look forward to what they
It's
do
very
the rest of the
solid
year.
and like yeah, and they're also very innovative, which is always a welcome addition.
Yeah.
You kind
For
of
sure.
once like for these time in like RUPL, RU Open, you see these players who actually elevate the tier to a higher level. So that's always really good for the tier, no matter what, and the community.
Okay. Anything else about Tenacious Technicians, Noble Guardians?
I'm not talking about
Pony,
the
Pony,
Sun and Moon game.
Pony brought like a team of all time in SS in the best of three slot. I'm not gonna elaborate, but it was like a very interesting bring. It almost came out with a win, but
Oh
Frank
yeah, I
came
forgot.
and
I didn't check that. Let me double check
it
what team that
was
was.
it was Zatu, Dato, Arctobis, Aurorus, Exact Battle
Oh
Leader.
my God, that's a
Yeah, yeah,
Flush Rush team. Oh my God, that's so
yeah. That
funny.
was a team of all time, as I said. I really like the creativity, but let's see what he brings this week because he also has like a very tough matchup in best of three this week. Let's see how it goes.
Okay. In that
Yeah,
case,
I would like to add something about the BO3 slots. It's like every week I don't know if you guys had talked about it before, but the BO3 is like every week there's a highlight.
Yeah, it's a very stacked pool.
Like
It's a
this is
crazy
such
pool.
a
Yeah,
stacked pool. Like you, like, every week you know you're not going to be disappointed whatsoever.
yeah, absolutely.
To me, this is the best pool, and I'm always looking forward to watching all these series. But yeah, the funny thing is that if you say, yeah, this guy has a tough matchup in BO3, it's like, right, but you can say that about all of them.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. That's on me. So, wanna continue with the next series?
yes. Okay. So Tenacious Technicians, Noble Guardians. Moving on, we have Crunchwrap, Supreme Overlord Juniors, and Bulletproof Bombers. So uh, this was an interesting series for me because I've been testing with HJK a little bit, and some of the stuff
Oh
that
my
he's
God.
brought has been very interesting.
We were
Um,
watching that game together actually last night, right?
yes. So
That was such
that
an
team that
Oh
he brought,
God.
it
yeah.
was like some Galarian Slowbro, really big fat. We had Diblin. make out a showing.
Yeah.
Diplin was very interesting. It was very funny with growth and kind of just being annoying. Um, but yeah, I've enjoyed seeing Crunchwrap Supreme Overlord Juniors and what they're bringing specifically in Scarlet Violet thus far. Um, this week wasn't the greatest for them, but I mean, with a lineup of Kush like HJK, even Mincemeat and Expulso, I've heard is helping with building. They've put out some interesting products, so I look forward to what they do in the future this week later on. Even if right now, last week they didn't have the best showing. So yeah, that's all I'll say about that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. The chef has been cooking very nice teams and techs from what
Yeah,
I've
I mean,
seen. So
every week it's
Kush
something
is
interesting, right?
Kush,
Kush.
like this chef,
It's
always
always a
delivers.
pleasure watching Kush's games.
Yeah. He always delivers, like in the
Yeah,
entertainment factor at least. He'll always play like good games.
I mean,
I
like
never
absolutely. You,
like
you
like.
count
have
him out.
Sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying that I could never count him out in a prediction. But Temp
Yeah,
played really well, really nicely as well. So
yeah. I remember like last week or so, I was playing a test game and I had my Combine Psychic Noise Slowbro versus his Combine Suicune. So I'm like, okay, he's gonna sub. I'm gonna click this Psychic Noise. He just Terra blasted me out, and
oh
I'm just
my
like,
god.
oh.
That works. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, wow, I never thought of this. This is genius. And it works. So he really makes some interesting text work. Temp versus Kush's game was super close.
Yeah.
I I did not expect a Terra Grass Iron Leaves, honestly. Like if you're running Terra on
Yeah,
Iron
me
Leaves, you
either.
either go what? Fire, fighting, psychic, or electric. Grass is something you never notice, and
Yeah, it actually
that
paid off
actually won
like
him the
big
game.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it paid off, so that was great. Although I think Fire would have done the same, but anyways.
Yeah. Maybe.
So yeah, that was nice.
Actually, no, Terrafire wouldn't have because Suicune would live and then it would be in range of Mimikyu.
Ah, never mind
So
then.
yeah, it was the only Terra type that would actually build him out of this game, which was like pretty insane to see.
Yeah. About older gens, BluBird, I guess you can go on for SS.
Yes, it says Meru versus Gustavo. Yeah. That was an interesting watch. Toxtricity Gaming from Meru and a very interesting team from yeah, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was like a Screech Umbreon. Had a Calmine, probably Calmine Rest Raikou. It was like a pretty fat approach from both players. Like not as much from Meru, but Gustavo definitely thought that he could outlast. Could outlast Meru with the Timbering, but Meru brought like the big guns and just started pounding away with Volturn and in the end an Iron Defense Red Steel, which was too much for Gustavo to handle. It was
Yeah,
a
I
decent
think
game.
it was very interesting too because we had generally Umbreon. I mean, I don't think Protectless, Wish, Moonlight, Screech, Foul Play is common by any stretch of the imagination. But it was
Yeah,
kind
it's
of interesting.
a very niche
It was
set, and
interesting.
yeah. Go on, go on.
It was interesting seeing the combination of Rest Raikou plus a Heal Beller in the back, which wasn't Umbreon. Was actually a Togekiss to like
Yeah,
just wake it back up and have it do stuff. That was definitely interesting. Didn't really pay off, but it's something new, and I think I can speak for everyone when I say just new things in general are nice to see development.
absolutely, yeah. I just wish I could like hear the justification for the sets, just so I can have like my mind like process the thing because I'm not one to just see something and say, okay, this is not a good thing. Why do you ever bring it and all that? Because I also tend to just overcook, like overdo myself in the builder sometimes and just bites me. So I would really
Yeah,
like to just get a word from their approach, see what that Umbreon like accomplished for the team in general,
yeah,
and
for
that's
sure.
that's all. That's pretty much it.
Okay,
Toxicity
and
also
then
super underrated thread. I really love seeing it. That's all from me.
okay. Sun Moon. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really see this a lot. But denial is denial. Always puts up a strong showing. Um, Ima has been doing like pretty well for himself too. But I mean, denial has the experience, has like the kind of the willingness to bring stuff that might be a little bit more interesting, I guess. I don't know if this week exactly had something like that, but always solid. Um, Oras, this was kind of funny. So Avarice tried to like a hard counter team Ajna. Brought some like really off the wall Oras Sun, and Ajna managed to pull out the win. But it is kind of interesting to see how people are taking the approach versus him. One of the strongest Oras players in the tournament, if not the strongest, and as such, but is also known for like a type of play style. So people trying to counter team that is always kind of funny. Um,
Well,
Yeah,
one thing I can say is
that's really fun.
one thing
yeah,
I can
Feen,
say
what's up?
about the one thing I can say about the Ima versus Denial match. Denial brought Mega Ampharos, which is
Super
pretty
fire.
underrated. It's super fire, and it delivered. So that's great, good stuff.
Yeah, and Mega Ampy, another mon. Like I said, you don't really see a lot of it, but it's something Denial like believes in, willing to bring. So you always love to see
Denial
that
is
type of
like a
boldness.
like a very strong builder in the SM. Like
Hmm.
as I've heard at least, Denial is like a very strong builder, and I really like seeing what they choose to bring every week because I know it's gonna be like well thought of and a fun team regardless.
Yeah, absolutely. Blacklight Gaming and Best of Three. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really remember a lot of either of these. If anyone else like had the
The
time to
the
catch
only
them.
thing I remember is Lax saying, "Yo, this black and white tier is pretty
It's
easy."
very yeah that was that
Yeah,
was a great
I was
conversation.
just I was just finishing rewatching the game, the black and white game, I mean, and
Yeah,
it feels kind of refreshing to see Specs time growth, uh, like
Next
not
time is a
say
great
coming
one.
back, but yeah, like it was a funny game because this was all about like Leaf Storm, then the opposite one Leaf Storm, then the other one Leaf Storm, and
Yeah,
like this was just like finding an opportunity to um to like make Tangrowth come in, and it was just storm, 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 and then you win with that. I found it even more amazing that there were Vex Tangrowth on both sides, which is something very rare in black and white. But uh, yeah, all I want to say is that it's kind of refreshing seeing watching Tangrowth because most of the grass types in black and white have kind of fallen down ever since sleep moves were banned. Like things such as the Lilligant um, or Mungus or Tang, they're like not really heard of anymore ever since then. But yeah, it was pretty fun watching Tangrowth doing an absolute brainless job. And yeah, I just hope I will see more of those choice locked things in black and white because it may sound like weird, but I haven't seen much of them since I started like playing the tier a lot. I just hope
yeah.
we will see more of this choice lab gaming because the more dumb it goes, the funnier it gets. So yeah, props to both of them for bringing the specs time.
Nice. One thing I want to say is that Mensmith brought, like in the best of three, he brought a very interesting 8-0 team that definitely caught Feliburn a bit off guard. I want to mention, like, highlight Poltergeist. It was like Self Mouse Hyper Beam, and it hit like a Gas Lord, right? And I was like very disappointed because at the same time this game was happening, I was also building around the very same set but with Life Orb. And then I was like, okay, he used it, so it's not fun anymore. So I just used something else.
All I'm gonna say about that is, Mensmith, this is really unbecoming of you to load a team you think you'll win. Can you do better and just not try, please? Thank you.
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Anyone have any closing comments on Crunchwrap Supreme versus Bulletproof Bombers.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Okay, cool. In that case, we can move on to the last matchup for last week: the Toxic Chains versus Deranged Hustlers. Feen,
Ah,
this is your team. Obviously, y'all did not have the hottest week, but yeah, just kind of talk us through a little bit of a little bit through the week.
so I guess I can talk about SV first. So I mean, I was planning to use Scheist team versus the Thiago Nunez, but he got subbed out, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna play this. So I subbed out, and Rarely me stepped in. Um, I think the team in general, the team I suggested, or like the playstyle suggested to Rarely me, kind of worked out, but we had a questionable Terran Blastoise, which would have probably won us the game, but again, also luck was a big factor in the game as well, which didn't really go our ways. Stretch versus LPZ, Stretch prepped really well. He, I would say he kind of knows the tier now. He has a very good grasp of the tier, and so he's trying builds
Well, that's a
his
very
own
interesting
build.
team.
Are you
That's a very
saying that
interesting team.
sarcastic? Are you saying it
No, no, no,
sarcastically or
no,
what?
no, no, no. I'm
Yeah.
I'm being genuine. Yeah,
Yeah,
very
he's
interesting.
actually trying building couple teams every week and like either complaining about how stupid the tier is or saying, "Whoa, this set cooks," which is always a pleasure to watch.
It's
So
the
yeah,
SVRU, like the supercut. How it is
yeah.
like.
Ziri versus Lime. I kind of predicted Lime wouldn't go with his usual stupid cheese HO bullshit, but he did go into that route. So I suggested Ziri to bring an HO, which kind of got cooked. So good for them to prep that because like Lime and I played in seasonals, and one thing I know about Lime is that he's a very good cheese player. I would say he knows how to pilot cheese very well. But if you let him bring a standard team, you can outplay him. So that I thought, okay, we'll just load HO and then we just outplay him. But yeah, he loaded cheese, which is
Yeah, he
anyway.
outsees you. He outsees you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
For best of three, Evi versus Beraldo, we did take the SV game. Evi brought an interesting team, which I forgot. Let me just double check.
Aurasphere Jirachi.
Yes, yes.
Nice.
So
Gordon
the fir
Totera.
the first iteration of that team, I was questioning that there were some weaknesses, but then Evi put that Aurasphere Jirachi and that cooked. So yeah, that's a good set.
Yeah, I mean, I want to
And then
highlight
won
that
us the game.
I want to highlight that interaction specifically, actually, because that was so funny. Like, generally in Scarlet Violet, when you see a Jirachi being brought, it's some weird, like, Paraspam variant, or like encoring support type of thing. Um, Evie brought a very offensively oriented Jirachi with Aura Sphere that paid off in the biggest way. Because it was like last mon or second to last mon Jirachi, and there was like a Bisharp looking at it. Generally, Jirachi is just like forced out by Bisharp. Nope,
Yeah.
Aurasphere blown up. Very funny interaction. That Jirachi ended up just kind of steamrolling from there. But yeah, it was an interesting pick, and again, I
It was
I
very
very much like that game.
it was a very
Yeah,
close game too. Very down the
Yeah,
wire.
yeah, and hey, Crawdon took a win, so that's nice.
Nice.
Regarding the Gen 8 game, I mean, Mace would have been here, but he doesn't want to explain himself, but sure. All I know is that he kind of tunnel visioned himself in mid game, so he was going for a Lucario sweep and kind of just ignored everything else, and that kind of cost him the game.
I really
He
like
did,
his team though.
yeah, the team was great, but he's trying not to do that thing anymore. He actually suggested in the team chat saying that I should keep a notepad next to me while playing, note down changes in game state, win cons, etc. Which is, I mean, I don't do that, but that is a very useful thing to do. Um, for the SM game, I mean, the matchup was kind of bad, and we did kind of get hacked. but then Santos showed his Necrozma set, which could have won. So yeah, I feel like even the timing and so we got a log from the Hustlers chat where Oyster said Crossbow's sleep schedule is apparently completely effed. So if you could get him to play like in his late morning, our odds of winning increases. So yeah, Crossbow got psychoanalyzed.
Oh my
Oh my
God,
God.
that's crazy.
That-
They actually mind game the heck out of you. That's crazy.
yeah. For
Such a
iPhone and
power play.
Dugza game, iPhone wanted to bring a different team, but uh, last minute changed his mind because Evie said something like, I really like this idea, but yeah, I would be worried. And apparently he thought, okay, this team is bad. So he used another team and just lost. Yeah. Devin versus Gil, I mean, it's black and white. I'm not going to talk about that trash tier. Um, yeah,
Oh my
anyways,
God.
I think
You
that's
went
Well,
there.
pretty much it.
uh,
I didn't go over the SS and
what
SM
do you
of
mean
Evie
trash
versus
tier?
Ronaldo.
We have Black White
What
Gaming
do you mean
Defender in the
trash
call
tiers?
scene. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
Guile.
Astro, if you looked at the Devin Gil Guile game, I mean, if you want to like inform a little bit on that, that would be cool.
Bro,
I would say
Guile.
this is yeah.
Guile brought the signature Guilemon, the Electros, the coiling Electros, the demon, the demon himself. I remember him like talking about it since the last RU build. It's a really interesting one.
Yeah, I think this game is just um it's just another Gil moment, I would say. Like he brings some I don't know how to say that, but every week Gil's games are very interesting to watch because like besides the fact that it's almost like he's always loading teams that are as fast as an 80-year-old grandpa, they are still pretty it's still pretty interesting to watch because like you clearly see that he builds his own stuff, and this is clearly something we need in black and white. I know this is like I know I'm not the best one to say that, but yeah, the Electros the demon set. Even though I hate these kind of sets, it was just cool to watch, you know, like the misdrivers,
Bro,
these weird polished structures are always cool to watch because like it just sounds like no, I don't know how to say that, but
is
these teams
Whirlwind
look like
is Whirlwind Sigilif like a common thing, like a used thing at all? I think it's the first time I'm seeing that, personally, at least.
yes, Sig is not that rare actually, but like
Okay.
like the the demon set is not much heard of. Like the life orb thing is just way too strong to
Durable door.
to to be blind on the be blind on it. But yeah, I like this. I really like this game as well because, as I said, the Gears team always look pretty fun. Besides the fact that this is not a style that I like. I still think this is a really cool way to show that black and white can still be explored more than it is right now. Like this is not. I feel like this is not really a solved tier at all. And yeah, so props to him as always.
Yeah, I would agree. I
And
think
I
Black
don't
White.
have much to say about Devin, so
Yeah,
I don't have much stuff to say about Devin. But sorry, but I had mentioned in my this week's prediction that I anticipated that maybe Devin would not be really aware. Is that the word? Like, uh, I kind of anticipated that Gio would surprise him with the text that he had in his bag because Devin is a really strong player overall. Like in game, I think he's one of the best overall
Yeah,
from the
I was actually
in the
talking.
black and white pool, but he does not have the like the knowledge of the tier that Gil has. So
I
the
actually
I agree when
talked about this, sorry, in the last cast as well
okay.
because I highlighted this game specifically because it was like a clear battle between like a very very good in-game player versus like a solid pilot and a very very solid builder in black and white, and this like kind of matchup
Yeah,
was very like hyped up in my opinion, and turns out the builder won. Like it
Yeah.
was a very very close
yeah,
game though. I think it came down to
yeah.
stunners landing.
My prediction was half based off what you said in the recap video.
Yeah, I actually do want
But
to just
that made sense. So that
I
just
want to
made
add a quick
sense.
bit about black white in general. I think it, when you mentioned solved meta Astro, I think it's very far from being that as well. Like I think there's a lot of development still that could happen with the tier, um,
Yeah,
especially
it's what I said.
yeah,
It's
just
what I
like what
said.
you
I
said.
said like it's not a solved. It's
Yeah,
like
it's not a solved meta. It's not a solved
maybe
meta. When you look at something
unsolved
like
meta at all.
Oras,
Yeah.
which is similar in the fact that it is an old gen, but you look at Oras and a lot of the things are kind of, I won't call Oras solved either, but I think it's closer to being that. You have your like kind of very standard cores, standard trends that you see time and again. Whereas Black White, I feel like we're at least in this tour, we're seeing a little bit more dynamic action from it, a little bit more variety in the sets being brought, the team structures being brought, just stuff like that. So while I still don't understand the tier, and I think it is really based on hacks, I think it's interesting still, and I can't wait to see how that kind of further develops as
Yeah,
more
because
people
like
get a
we
little more
have
comfortable with it.
yeah, because like in black and white we have so much possibilities. Like the thing that I like about black and white RU specifically is that the bans that occur in overused are not how do we say that retroactive. It's like
Yeah, there's
it
separate
doesn't
tiering
go in
changes.
the
There's separate tiering changes. For
yeah
example,
yeah yeah
OU and Black White
By the
banned
way,
gems.
just
the
one
gems.
quick thing. One quick thing. I'm gonna be right back for a bit. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
All right,
But yeah,
that's
just
fine.
like for example, in OU Gen 5, gems are banned. RU gems are still legal, and we see that a lot. Gems are
Yeah.
very popular, very big part of the metagame.
Yeah, this is the thing. I was gonna mention it. Gems are probably my favorite thing in they're like the main reason as to why I love the gems so much. Because like besides the fact that um in OU it was definitely busted, especially with the many offensive like the many dumb offensive threats that the tier had. It's really cool that it did not happen to a lower tiers as well, because like I think if we don't have gems in the black and white RU, it would become games would become like way less dynamic than they are in general. Because like uh, uh, when you see stuff like Flying Gem, Sceptile, or Rock Gem Tributops, or even Fighting Gem Durant, etc., I think this thing about the black and white tier in particular, I don't know if it's about all other old gens as well, but the thing that the overused ban are not uh, are not really are not the same than in lower tiers, make the tier kind of with a larger field, you know.
Sure. Okay. Any other comments on this week's gaming in terms of like any of these matchups? Anything you think we
I don't think
glossed over? Want to bring a little more attention to? Just briefly.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool. I mean,
yeah.
I've said everything I want to, I think. Okay. If everything's good, we'll just move on then. So, with that conclusion, week 3 is in the books, and now you're on to RUPO week 4. So, matchups for this week We have Crunchwrap Supreme versus Toxic Chains, Hustlers Guardians, Bombers Payloaders, and finally Technicians Fisters. Let's just run through a couple quick predictions. Personally, I'm just going to start with the top. Crunchwrap versus Chains. I don't know. This is tough. I feel like I would give the edge probably to maybe I think I'd go with Crunchwraps at this point.
Person.
How do y'all feel about this?
I think that it's a very interesting matchup because there are some games where it's like pretty split, and there are some games where like there's a clear advantage, in my opinion. So I think that's gonna be like closer to a tie than a stomping, if
Mm-hmm.
anything, from either side. Uh, any potential highlights for me are the Denial versus Crossbow game. That's always like a very exciting matchup. And I think that Ninja Dog versus Devin again. I think that Devin has like a hunger to just show that he can do like a lot more than he has already. So I really want to see what kind of approach he's gonna bring. And it's finally time for the Mace redemption arc. I wish he was here to explain that, but sadly he's not. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's all.
I mean, Mace, one of the more expensive players in the draft and one of the more established Sword Shield players, unfortunately, is starting the season off 0-3. So, versus Fogdown Lake, I expect him to bring his best and hopefully put something in the win column. It's a game I'll keep an eye out for.
I love how
Um,
we're making it sound like Fogg is like a villain or something.
yeah, I mean, he's not like Fogdown. He's a great
He's
player.
like,
He's a great
like
dude. But
slightly biased toward Mace, and I feel bad for that.
yeah, I mean, this is like kind of an important part for Mace because if he doesn't win this week, that means I think does he go negative on RUPL as a whole? Is that in discussion
I'm
already?
not sure. I'm not sure, but I know that both teams are winless in SS. Like, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
that's true. Yeah.
It's gonna be like a very game like a game of like of hunger, if you
Yes,
may. Like who wants to win the most? And I think that's it.
yeah. As of me, I have mixed feelings about this matchup. I could not really predict a winner. Like, I think this is very 50-50. Besides maybe Stretch matchup, because like Stretch is Stretch. Like it feels like he wins everything. So he might be the only one that I will not be scared of bolding right away. But
And I
besides that, I think they are all very balanced pairings.
yeah, and I just
Uh,
want to
uh,
say
uh, uh, yeah, I cannot predict a winner on this one. I'm not gonna lie.
now that Finn is not here that I would definitely bold HJK here like every day of the week.
Wow.
And then we can move on with that.
Yeah. Sword Shield definitely going to be big. Oh, also just brief mention, best of three. Evie's still hunting for that first win in the best of three column. Well, I want to put my confidence behind her, but I mean, men's meet's been very strong, so
Yeah.
might be a rough one this week too. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah. Okay. Anything else on Chains Crunchwrap? When Feen
I
comes
don't think
back, we
so.
can have him talk about this a little bit too. It is his team, but
Yeah.
okay. In that case, moving on. Hustlers Guardian. I mean, again, very good matchup. I think this might be the most hyped Scarlet Violet matchup this week.
I agree. I think I
I
agree.
really do like a lot of these.
Yeah.
Nunez Umbri, I think this will be like super fireballs.
It's gonna be
We'll see.
fireworks. It's gonna have fireworks all over. Like I hope that Thiago brings like a ZU Mon and then Umbri brings the standard like Umbri creative stuff, and it's gonna be like a banger.
Yeah, very fun.
I do have a
Plot
question. I do
twist
have a
where
question though.
there might be a plot twist where Nunez chooses to bring Papagayo a second time.
That would be very
This would be
funny.
funny as hell. This would be really funny.
I
Yeah,
have
what
a
was your
question
question,
actually.
BluBird? Yeah,
How do you
Yeah.
pronounce the name of Lime's opponent? Because I don't want to mess that up.
CL?
Ciudad. Okay.
Sure.
Are they like familiar with RU? Because
Yeah, you got the French right here, so feel free to ask.
nice, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
because I didn't wanna fuck it up. I haven't like seen them pre RUPL. Like I've seen them from week one. We played them week one, and I think, and it was like a very strong showing. And I've seen that they've been going like very strong in this tour. So it's definitely a big game for me as well. Like Lime is a very tough opponent, and I really want to see how the game plays out because they're both like creative builders, from what I get. In general, this SV show is gonna be like a very dynamic one,
No.
a very offensive one, if I may say so.
Yeah.
Like I
I'm gonna
expect
call out
offense
best of
versus
three.
offense in.
I'm going to call out best of three too. Beraldo coming off his first win in the best of three column. So looking to see if he keeps up that momentum. But Punny is, Punny's
And I
Punny.
think Pony lost for the first time last week.
Yes,
Correct
Punny
me if
lost
I'm
versus
wrong.
Franklin. So Punny's
Yes,
looking for the run back. Beraldo's looking to keep up momentum. Going to be a great one.
exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. The lower tiers, I'm not. I've seen all of these people play at this point, but I'm still not the most familiar. So I can't really say I'm particularly super excited for these guys. More so than regular, But yeah,
I
if
just
if
want to
any of
say
y'all have something down there you want to mention, then
I don't have anything to say about Auras other than they're like known good players. It's like
yeah,
probably gonna be a good game because I don't know much about the tier to add to that. But Santo versus Gondra is like an actual SPL type of matchup for Auras OU, so it's gonna be like a very interesting
Yeah.
thing to see. And it's kind of hard to just pinpoint, like imagine the game before it starts. But Metallica versus Attribute is gonna be another one of those very offensive player versus someone who is like more comfortable with piloting more specific type of fat teams. Attribute definitely can go on the offensive, and he's actually punished me with offensive teams when I wasn't expecting them. But if you judge these matchups by their comfort zone, I'd say that Attribute has like a slight edge because Metallica's teams are like lacking a bit in longevity, and Attribute just feasts on that like on the regular. I think that Metallica is gonna put up like a hell of a fight, and I also think that he's gonna show up in the builder.
yeah,
If
for
he
sure.
takes this game, it's gonna be on a team advantage. That's my opinion, at least.
Okay.
Hello,
Astro,
I'm back.
Oh
hello,
no.
Feen. Okay, we were just talking about
Well,
Hustlers Guardians. We'll circle back to chains later. But do you have anything to say about this? We talked a little bit about Scarlet Violet, and some
Oh
things.
no, come on, dude.
Hustlers versus Guardians. Wait, the Scarlet Violet? Yeah, I prefer the Guardians.
Yeah,
Um, like Umbri is just a superior player and a builder. Nunez is amazing as well, but I feel like he'll fall a little short versus Umbri. Lime versus CL is okay. That's a 50-50 to me because like both of them are good players. Lime depends on how much Lime decides to tease and whether CL can like keep up with that. Um, who else? Oh, LPZ and Frank Josh. I like both of them and their builds, so this is also like a 50-50, but I would give the edge to Frank Josh because like he's been having a better season.
He's like really feeling it now, right? We were talking earlier with Frank and he's like really liking it here, and he's having like a lot of fun. So I don't think he's gonna like not prep or like not care or anything. I think he's gonna try hard all season
yeah.
long.
By the way, what did you guys predict against the Toxic Chains? I missed that part.
We'll talk about that when we come back. We'll talk about that in a moment. We'll circle
I
back to
just
that.
said
Uh,
specifically that you'll lose the HCK, but nothing else really.
oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. That's a fair assumption
Yeah,
to make.
Okay.
thank you.
But now let's move on very quickly. We have bulletproof bombers versus payloaders. Um, I don't know how y'all have thought the Bombers season has been going. I know a lot of questions were raised before the season about potential, like maybe running out of steam, commitment issues from some of their players. But they've had a bit of a lineup change. So how do y'all think this is going to play out for them? And
If you
yeah,
one thing I want to highlight is like if you look at it from the lens of like a general tournament play in Smogon and all of that, they probably have like the strongest lineup, right? If you look from as like Ima or Rima, I don't know how to pronounce that, way down until Burn in that lineup, they're all like very seasoned, like very experienced players from like a lot of years on their back. So it's definitely like a scary team to face, just by the virtue of the name. Like you're playing Blunder, Asna, Lax, all like certified SPL players. Meru is very great. Ima, same thing. Felibird is Felibird. And I'm not talking down on like the other two people on the lineup, Temp and Servant, but I just want to say that it's a very scary lineup if you want to take it by face value. But I don't think it's
All
gonna
I'm,
Yeah,
be.
I agree.
all I'm
Don't
gonna
think,
say, Temp is
yeah,
gonna win. I will
Okay.
never vouch against my
he played a
Menetric
great
brother.
game. He played a great game last week, but Lenny did too. So I'm not gonna predict anything other, of course, than the fact that I'm gonna lose to Meru. But the rest are just
I
up to
agree.
that.
I agree.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I think there are a couple of very big highlight matches here, specifically, and I think
Aura.
anyone who is anybody who
Aura.
cares about the tier
Yeah.
should look at this. Ajna
The Aura
Chait.
El Clásico.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah, definitely.
I think, is Chait still the winningest ORAS player of all time? Or
I believe
ORAS
he
RU?
is.
Yeah, still, yeah.
So
It
Yeah.
should,
win
yeah. I
percentage
mean, he's
wise,
0-3, but still, yeah.
yes. But all time, Chait is an all timer, the all timer, the highest winning percentage still, I think. Ajna is, I mean, you, this entire
Asna is
Like
tournament,
like
the all-timer, like that's it.
yes,
it's
this
like the
entire tournament,
unstoppable
people
force.
have been, if you've been looking at predictions, if you've been following the recaps, this is like the guy of ORAS. I mean, he
Yeah.
is kind of,
The
when
Hall
you
of Famer
say
number
ORAS
one. Like,
RU, this is
yeah.
one of the names that should pop up immediately. So this matchup is my highlight for the week. I think everybody should catch this live if they
I
can.
think it's a highlight of the season, if not the
Highlight
week
of the
itself,
season.
right?
That would not be an understatement. Like this is very good.
Yeah.
Even in the manager interviews, Ajna talked about this matchup as something that he has marked on his calendar. So, you know,
Yeah.
definitely something to look forward to. Uh, in a
I'm
very
also
like
looking forward. I'm also
exciting
looking
way.
forward to Philibert versus Star.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
gonna
two
be
of
Yeah,
the
same.
better players overall too. Yeah.
oh my god, just yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm
the
looking
real
forward
question will
to.
be Philibert trying to actually prep in SV because Philibert is tryharding, but Star is most likely going to just take a team. So it depends on the SVers of payloaders. Suki, pressure's on you.
Iggy
Yeah.
and Chungler.
Yeah, I'm also looking forward to the SM game, more specifically because Ludo is one of my best friends, and I definitely want to see him performing more and more. But it's also because um yeah, but like whether it's SM or us or BO3, I think these might be the highlights of the whole week. I think BluBird's gonna lose too, but whatever.
I'm
Um,
the
and
same, yeah.
speaking of I'm sorry. Speaking of the black and white game, uh, it's going to
I
be.
think Lax get.
It's going to be.
I think Lax has it. I think Lax has it.
You think he has it?
Yeah.
Lux has like a more unpredictable factor to him going in for him, I believe, than Golgas. Like in general, not in the tier per se, but in general, if you look at his tournament replays and whenever he plays, he always likes to use like some more funky stuff, but not
I
unviable stuff, like very just surprising things, and he pilots them like
I
very well, like very
so
consistently.
BluBird, I have an assumption, but it might be completely wrong. Is
Okay.
Goldcat the type of player who plays more retroactively compared to like he plays retroactively versus progressively? Like he,
Goldcat, in my understanding, he has like a very specific, like he has a specific game plan when he goes into the game. Like he builds and he has in mind like specific sequences and all of that, and then he goes turn by turn. That's the thing that I'm getting the most because he's always trying to not mess up the end game because that's like a lot of that's a lot of the pressure in black and white, especially in black and white because there are so many hazards and whatnot. But I think he like really tries to lean into risk versus reward and like resource management in his games rather than finding like a specific win con and just going in for it.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so
I think
I feel like
in this
Lex can take
situation,
advantage of that.
yeah,
Okay.
because like I feel like in this matchup, Lex is the kind of player that you just don't know what to expect from. Like you never know what is he gonna bring, and I think that's something he could take an advantage of. It's like he has way less stuff to look through than Golcat has. So yeah, I don't really know, but
Yeah,
yeah, I
schedule
think
wise,
that
Lax has the advantage.
I would give a light edge on Lex for that reason. I just don't know what to expect from him.
Okay, so that's Bulletproof Bombers, Rocky Mountain Payloaders. Moving on, we have Technicians, Fisters. Last matchup, let's briefly just talk about them. I mean, this is my team. I feel confident in our Sun Moon lineup, or I'm sorry, our Scarlet Violet lineup. Strong guys, best of
This is my
three.
team as well.
Sensei Axu is trying to bounce back after a
Oh
tough
my
loss
god,
last
what
week.
is that name, man? What is that name?
It's a
Holy
new
shit.
rename, Finnick O'Dare, Sensei Axu. Those are the two.
Oh my
They're the same
god.
people.
Oh
So
my God,
we're
that's
looking for the
Sensei.
bounce
Oh,
back. Scarlet
Yeah,
Violet's
yeah, he
strong.
changed his
I
name to
think
this.
that
Yes,
personally,
yes.
the Sun Moon lineup here is the match of the week that we should look at, if anything. Cyan versus
absolutely.
ODR. Cyan, one of the stronger SM players. ODR, established, has done well this tour.
And number
So
one
yeah,
in the ranking, if I recall, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Nice. That's very,
He's
very
also
interesting.
2-0, so yeah, I think ODR is taking this. San is a great player, but I don't think she's on a level of ODR.
great. Thanks for the vote of confidence, Feen. Love it. I
Yeah,
appreciate
you're
that.
welcome.
I think that Cyan has more than enough to take down ODR. Like, no disrespect to ODR or anyone in the pool, but I've worked with Cyan in the past, and I just know that they definitely have like a very strong grasp of what they need to do, and I support Cyan in this matchup.
Yeah. Thank you, BluBird. Feen,
Not because
you
of you, because Cyan's
Feen.
a friend.
Eh,
What's up, bro?
Nah, you know, friendship
Hey,
terminated. Support Cheyenne. Support the
I'm
Fisters, bro.
just being objective here. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
okay, I'll give
Yeah,
one to you. I think Dunox is winning in SS. Llamas versus Etern is also a very nice matchup. I'm a big fan of Etern and Llamas as
same.
well. So yeah, that's a highlight for me. Blazing Dark versus Clementine. Well, good luck to both because it's black and white. Trash tier, anyways.
I love how he immediately went like very motionless. Well, good luck to both,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
continue.
I'm not happy at all with. I'm not
For
happy at all with the statement.
yeah,
Really, I'm really.
for the Franklin versus Finico dear. Oh my God, that sorry, I
You
can't get
have to
over
say it.
that
You
name.
have to say it. You
Anyways,
have to say it.
You
both
can't
of them are
overcome that.
amazing players, but yeah, it depends. Well,
I can't vote against Franklin. Sorry, Sky, but that guy is just so strong, so good. Like
yeah, and when he's not, when he's getting outplayed, he just hacks us. So yeah, I think Franklin got this.
he has the god on his side too. Yeah.
Okay,
Also, can I
cool.
talk about Quilly versus Danox? It's gonna be like a very strong game. I think Danox should just now that he has the best RU SSRU record in his hands, I think that he's like a moving target. Like he's the guy to beat, right? So I think he's gonna try to get like the most out of it.
Huh.
Facts.
Especially when Quilly has me in his team.
Yeah,
It's like
I don't
my,
mean to underestimate
my
Quilly
background,
or
my
you, but
background with Deluxe and SS is like I still cannot forgive him for hard stalling me the past year, and then coming afterwards like, no, 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 man, you did good, you did good. And then right after he kept memeing me on, oh, you remember when I stalled you in last year? I'm like, yeah, yeah, I remember. You're gonna pay the 1 year. You're gonna get the payback from you.
I just want to say that Danox deserves his flowers now that he has the like he's going like he's riding a strong momentum here. So I think I'm gonna suit the prediction towards him, and I think he deserves it as well because he's been playing like very well all tour, Yeah, I can't wait to see Quilly's team because he had like a very cool team last week, and I actually DM'd him to tell him that. And I just hope we see more of
What a
that.
sim.
All right, cool, good stuff. In that case, yeah.
Yeah,
Does anyone else have
I
anything?
don't
Just final
have.
comments on text. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I just want to say that I will not give any prediction because like it's my team, but I just want to say that I'm really happy to see my boy PCD playing
I was
this.
gonna ask, is PCD's first week here now?
Yeah, this is the debut, I
Yes.
think, for PCD.
Nice, nice.
And that PCD is Pokemon Savior for those who are
Yes,
maybe joining us for the first time. But PCD has
he's a very
done
strong
some
player.
things in Scarlet Violet, had a strong RULT run. I think he made playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
also in
yeah.
last seasonal finals, so PCD is a good player.
Yeah,
He's
for
also
sure.
my
He's the
manager
goat.
for
He's the
another
goat.
tournament.
I'm gonna go straight. He's the goat. Like, yeah, okay, I'm not stop doing that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stop before I go too much crazy. But yeah,
Okay. Astros,
he's the best.
French
I hope
goat,
he
French
wins.
goat versus number one PR. It'll be a match to be noted. Okay.
Fantastic.
Let's just circle right back quick to the toxic chains. Feen, now that you're back, how do you feel about the matchup? We've already kind of shared the opinion, so this is kind of your platform
Uh,
to talk a little bit.
we gotta. I mean, I think in our SV we kinda have it in the bag. I mean, not to sound too overconfident, but I think we can handle that.
You do sound
Uh,
confident.
yeah, I mean, Kushalas, I dodged Kushalas, and I'm happy about that because I specifically told Oathkeeper, make sure I'm not in number one spot because I don't want to play Kushalas. That guy knows how I play, so that worked out. But I am facing my uh, fellow Edmontonian HJKHJ, so yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I need to. Olive Branch is making his debut, which is I have no idea how they play,
Nice.
so
Congratulations.
that's tough in prep wise, but I'm pretty sure Stretch has this. Fogbound Lake, did they go 0-2?
Yeah, and they subbed out last week.
Right. So if Mace loses this week, I'm sorry, he does not deserve that number one, okay?
Yeah. I just hope that this doesn't put any pressure on Mace. Like, surely not, right?
I'm just gonna tag him in
Surely
our
not.
team chat saying
Surely
I
not.
swear
He's
to
gonna
God,
be
if you
very
lose
fine with
this
this.
week, I,
Yeah, Feen is going to hit him with the timestamp. Like, look at this time in the video and know that the pressure's on. But yeah,
bro,
no,
I already tagged him in our team chat saying, Mace, I swear to God, if you lose this week.
Don't you?
I
Aren't
mean,
you
it'll
worried?
be
Like,
it'll be a big matchup for Mace, big matchup for Sword Shield in general.
aren't you worried that the Folkbound is just gonna look at this video when it comes up and it'd be like, okay, and now I'm fired up.
What the
Now
hell?
Mace is going down. I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Hey,
And
that's
then
good. I mean, if Mace wins versus a motivated Fogbound, that's better, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
Anyways,
God! What a healthy team environment that you are
thank
creating,
you.
Finn.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Denial versus Crossbow. I mean, Denial's excellent, but I I'm pretty sure Crossbow has pulled up upsets before, and he definitely can do it this week as well.
Honestly, I don't see much of a difference from between Crossbow and the top like names in SM. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's
exactly.
definitely up there.
Everest versus IFO. Well, IFO's a European, so he won't have he won't have a hard time scheduling with him. But bro, I mean that's a fact, okay? Every time I get paired up with Avarice, I have to play at like freaking 8 a.m. in my time, and
So
I hate that. So
I had to play Metallica with one. I get what you're saying.
yeah,
Like as a European, it's hard, right?
yeah. Avarice is a North American who likes to play in the mornings. So me being -6, which is 2 hours past
As we
EST,
said,
is really hard.
as we said for Clementine and Gael, good luck to both players. Uh,
Yeah. So I think iFolk has this, but Avarice is very unpredictable in terms of team, what he will bring. So we need to prep accordingly. Ninja Dog versus Devin. I think we need to step up our building because I trust Devin piloting it well. Except for the fact that he did not know that you can paralyze electric types with Thunder Wave in Gen 5. Just
That's
saying, last week's game, I asked him, why didn't you T-Wave the Electros? At least if you got full paras, you could have won. And he's like, bro, it's an electric type. I'm like,
black
what?
and white moment. Yeah.
And then I screenshotted that you can do it. And he's just like, whoops.
Yeah, same thing happened to me last week. Like last night I lost to Danox and I didn't realize that I had a Nerve Aerodactyl and I cranced the Metagross expecting
I
it
mean,
to
that's
be
more subtle.
secondary.
That's more subtle, right? I mean,
I
Devin who plays
mean,
black and white. And then I post that screenshot in the RU Discord, and people are fast shocking me. They're like, "Oh man, oh my God, Feen doesn't know." And I'm like, "Bro, you literally can't paralyze electric types." Anyways, Mansmeet versus Evie. Evie really needs to step up, and I think she will. She did say that she's more motivated than before, which is great, and hopefully she's not
That's
tilted.
nice.
Okay,
So yeah.
cool. With that, I think we've covered all the recaps. We've covered all the predictions. So, does anyone have any final comments for this week? I think it's an exciting week. We mentioned some of our highlight matches, and yeah, any closing thoughts from people?
yeah, Sensei needs to get his old name back. Like that's
Yes,
number
please.
one.
What the hell is this name, man?
Sure.
Oh my God. Why? Like, what does this even mean? Actually, I'm gonna
I
look it
mean,
up.
you can probably ask him like, but it's just so much harder to just pronounce. Like saying Finico there is
Oh,
like
it's a
so much.
Hunger Games character.
Oh.
Oh, that's so much worse.
Okay, I think that's all from me. I don't really have
Okay.
much to
Astro,
say.
I,
Feen,
I
closing thoughts?
we're gonna have a grudge match in week 7. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
he's
absolutely.
gonna be pissed. Uh,
All I'm
any
gonna say
closing
is like,
comments? Okay,
all
go
Yeah,
I'm
ahead,
gonna
Astro,
say
go
Astro.
is
ahead.
like,
Go ahead, Astro.
all I'm gonna say is like, let's go team. We are the best, and Finn is a black and white hater, and I hate it, and that's it.
Feen?
All I'm gonna say is good luck to all teams
Don't you
the
dare! Don't you dare!
except the
Hey,
Supreme Overlord Juniors.
Jesus Christ! Can't you be like some sportsman like for once?
No, okay. I'm not gonna say good luck. I'm gonna say have fun, enjoy the
Yeah,
tour,
that's good. That's good.
but
Yeah.
Like
ideally, I
this.
hope we luck.
Okay. Alrighty. From me, I think I've said everything I need to say. Good luck to all our participants in the week today. Thank you to all of my lovely co-hosts for taking the time out of the
Thank
day
you very
to.
much for
Ming,
having me again.
one quick thing I forgot to
All right.
mention. Please don't mauled if your team loses this week. You're
Oh,
welcome.
I'm gonna mulch like heck. Like if you catch me in call while we're getting hacked, oh, I will be molding.
You
Um,
got.
but yeah,
We gotta have
uh,
a YouTube video of
Cool.
Ming mauling.
dude, whatever. Again, thank you to all my co-hosts for taking the time out of your day to join us for recaps. And yeah, we will catch you next week.
Bye.
And peace.